Hi Keepiters! Welcome to another episode of Vince and Yosh.
In this episode, we're gonna talk about the top 10 destinations in the Philippines for solo travelers. We came up with this list by asking the members of our Facebook support group about what they think are the best destinations for solo travelers, and these 10 emerged on top. So we don't necessarily agree with all the things and on this list and even the order of things, but we agree to most of it. But syempre meron kaming mga we don't necessarily agree with, pero ito yung lumabas na top 10. So that's what we're presenting to you.
Before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button and clicking the bell icon para sa instant notification para sa aming future uploads.
Okay, let's start!
Yes, umpisa na natin.
Number 10, Coron, Palawan.
Isa sa mga pinakamagandang destinations na napunta ako dito sa Philippines. Yung mga rock formations, yung mga lakes, yung mga lagoons nila doon, super ganda.
Compared to other destinations in Palawan, Coron is on the pricier side of the spectrum, but it doesn't take away the fact that Coron is an ideal getaway for solo travelers. If you're in a tight budget, consider no-frills, basic guest houses and inns, and there are a lot of them in Coron. Even getting around isn't a problem if you're alone. Anything within the town proper can be reached by tricycle. Mount Tapias, a top attraction, doesn't require joining a package tour because you can easily climb it on your own. Wanna go island hopping? You don't need to book an entire boat. Just join a group tour. Number 9, San Vicente, Palawan. So, another Palawan destination sa list natin. So, San Vicente is the municipality between Puerto Princesa and El Nido. And hindi siya ganun kasikat kasi most people, they overlook it kasi parang they go straight to El Nido from Puerto Princesa. Pero now that they have their own airport, it's starting to emerge as a great destination in Palawan. It's a good, not just an alternative to El Nido or Puerto Princesa, pero a destination in its own right. Yun. The town proper's main attraction is Long Beach, a 14-kilometer stretch of supple sand that is slowly getting attention, and it is best explored by motorcycle. You can drive yourself or hire a driver. Also part of San Vicente is the idyllic seaside village of Port Barton, which has always dodged the gaze of mainstream tourists but has long been known to mostly foreign backpackers. So most people think na bukod dun sa Long Beach, considered the longest white beach in the Philippines, meron ding, isa rin sa mga destinations sa San Vicente is Port Barton. So it's 3 hours away by land. It's parang separate kasi siya. So pwede ka mag-stay sa Port Barton, pwede rin sa Long Beach. Depende kung anong gusto mong experience. Pero by boat, 1 hour lang siya mahigit. So kahit nasa Long Beach ka mag-stay, pwede mo pa rin ma-explore yung islands ng Port Barton. And kung sa Port Barton ka mag-stay, pwede mo pa rin mapuntahan yung Long Beach.
Number 8, Baguio City. Kakagaling na natin.
Kakagaling na naman.
Ayun.
Masarap mag-isa sa Baguio.
Masarap mag-isa sa Baguio. Totoo naman yun. Kasi very, lalo pag summer, basta malamig, tapos pag maulan, as in very moody yung atmosphere doon. Kasi makulimlim, muulan, malamig.
At saka yung mga attractions sa Baguio, parang kaya mo pa rin siyang ma-enjoy kahit mag-isa ka. Diba? Kasi parang ganun. Baguio has always been a top choice for family and barkada trips, but it's ideal for lone wolves too. Most tourist spots are for your sightseeing pleasure, and you don't have to be with someone to enjoy them. Getting around the city is a walk in the park. And jeepney routes are easy to understand, and taxi drivers are honest down to the last peso. Yon, so kung basta kahit mag-isa ka sa Baguio, di ba, kaya mo ma-enjoy, hindi mo kailangan kasama.
Basta may certain charm si Baguio na pag mag-isa ka, parang lala ko malapit ka, nag-stay ka lang malapit sa Burnham Park. Ang daming pwedeng puntahan doon na malapit, na pwedeng mo lakarin, na kahit mag-isa ka, na-enjoy mo siya. Kinig ka lang ng music na habang naglalakad. Perfect.
Tapos kumakain ng taho, strawberry taho.
Or ng mangga tinitinda, or singkamas na tinitinda sa Burnham Park. Solve na. Number 7, Batanes!
Yan, agree naman ako dito. Feeling ko nga dapat nga mas mataas pa to eh sa list. Feeling ko dapat yan.
Kasi nung first time ko sa Batanes, parang perfect siya sa solo travelers kasi dito very di kagaya dito sa Metro Manila na mainstream pa or kahit na po tayo sa parang for example yung mga rural areas na parang touched by technology na pero doon parang probinsya talaga, probinsya lalo sa rolling hills na Marlborough country. Yun.
Yeah. And hindi mo kailangan na may kasama rin para ma-enjoy siya. So, although pwede kang mag-join ng group tour, pwede ka rin mag-bike lang kung yung around Basco area, madali siya explore by bike or motorcycle. So, hindi mo talaga kailangan na may kasama ka forever sa Batanes. Because the primary activity for tourists here is simple sightseeing, you don't need to have company to appreciate much of what it has to offer. Batanes is one of those destinations that captivate effortlessly. It is visually stunning and culturally fascinating. But what sets it apart is its reclusive calm. Batanes has a natural ability to force you to reflect, get lost in thought, and find peace even for a moment. Ang problema lang natin sa Batanes, ang mahal ng airfare. So, kung makahanap kayo ng fare, hindi mabuti. Pero yun.
Number 6, Boracay.
Sa Boracay kasi madaming backpacker hostel din. So kahit mag-isa ka, you're still gonna meet a lot of even other solitary wanderers. So hindi madaling, kahit mag-isa ka sa Boracay, marami ka pa rin nag-burp ako. Kahit mag-isa ka sa Boracay, marami ka pa rin pwedeng ma-meet. So hindi ka mag-iisa for a long time basically.
If you want peaceful or tranquil na place na magmuni-muni lang, ayan, punta kayo sa White Beach, yung sa Station 1 na park, diba? Or kung gusto nyo mag-party-party, uminom, pwede rin doon.
Station 3.
Station 3, nightlife.
Hindi, Station 2.
Station 2 or Station 3, nightlife. Tapos, kung gusto nyo naman na parang may paluto din doon if you want na legit na local food, ayan, pwede kayo magpaluto doon. Tapos, hindi kayo maubusan din ng gamit kasi parang may iba-iba ding activities na perfect para sa mga solo travelers.
And may group tours din. So kahit mag-isa ka, hindi mo naman kailangan i-rent yung buong bangka on your own. Pwede kang mag-join ng group tour para may kahati ka. What makes Boracay the poster beach of the Philippine Islands is that it has something to offer for everyone. Families, friends, business travelers, and yes, even solo backpackers. Boracay harbors dorms and cheap rooms along its inner alleys. Seaside restaurants aplenty, but the main road is punctuated by cheap diners too, and it's incredibly easy to get around. Boracay isn't the first place that comes to mind if you're seeking peace of mind, although that's possible if you know where to go in the island. But if you wish to meet other fun-loving travelers, it's not hard to do here.
Number 5, Dumaguete and Siquijor.
Ayun. So actually, ang lakas, even before magkaroon ng backpacking culture sa ibang mga destinations sa Pilipinas, so Dumaguete parang malakas na siya. Ang dami na, kasi yung diving community, meron na, may diving community ang Dumaguete talaga. Kasi malapit sa Apo Island and maraming dive sites sa paligid. So, marami sa mga divers, solo lang din sila nagta-travel eh. So, hindi na siya bago sa Dumaguete. Sa Siquijor din eh, pag nagtutour ka, pwedeng tricycle lang eh. So, hindi na siya, kahit mag-isa ka, hindi siya ganun ka mahal. Kasi tricycle lang. Pwede na.
Tsaka yung sa Dumaguete, guys, masaya i-enjoy yung parang street food scene nila sa may Baywalk area nila.
Sa Rizal, ano ba yun? Rizal
yata. Yung may malaking sign ng Dumaguete. So, every night parang may mga street food. Ayun, nung ako nagpunta doon, ang daming mga solo travelers din na na-meet ko. Parang nakakwento ko anong ginagawa nila doon. Yung iba, minemento yung puso nilang heartbroken. Sawi. Yan. May iba naman naghahanap na parang adventure daw sa buhay. Yun. So madami kayong mamimit doon. Parang you'll be surprised na parang makita mo sila kumakain lang silang mag-isa doon. Pero pag nakaka-chika mo na sila, malalaman mo, first time din nila mag-solo travel.
Yeah. Way before other Philippine destinations, Dumaguete has long developed a vibrant backpacking scene thanks to the steady arrival of scuba divers. But it wasn't long until the rest of the traveling public became aware of the natural and cultural gems that one can easily access from here. You can check out the city's best restaurants on foot, swim with turtles by joining a group tour, or head out to the province of Siquijor DIY style. There's no shortage of single accommodations either.
Number 4, Siargao. Best island sa buong mundo. Kakagaling ko lang nung May. And ang dami kong na-meet na doon, solo travelers din. Kaso mga mga foreigners from other countries.
Foreigners.
Foreigners na parang yung mga nakakasabi namin sa aeroplano and yung kumakain kami sa restaurant and mga island hopping. Most of them galing Europe. May nakasabay nga kami sa aeroplano, mga French and Italians.
So yung mga solo travelers doon, kasi may mga group tours din, di ba? So madali lang mag-explore kahit mag-isa ka. Mag-group tour ka lang.
Pumunta lang sila na port doon and then join lang sila sa mga group tours doon and then ayun. Parang sama-sama kayo sa bangkaan, parang hotel. Depende kung ilang kayo or kung gusto mong mag-isa, may bangka na pang-apat, bayaran mo na lang yung bangka.
Tapos may hostels, maraming hostels.
Maraming hostels din.
Dorms. So, mura lang kung solo ka.
May mga na-meet ako doon sa Healthy Bowl sa cafe na kinakainan namin na parang first time niyang magpunta doon. Kasal siya. Kakakasal lang din niya. So parang wala daw honeymoon. Yun daw yung honeymoon niya. Nawala yung asawa. Dami kayong mamimit, guys. And din, alam niyo naman, surfing capital, di ba surfing capital? Parang surfing destination kasi ang Siargao. So, yung mga pupunta dun is mga surfers din na parang backpackers din.
Siargao has a burgeoning backpacking scene that is ideal for solo travelers. Hostels and budget resorts abound, many of which cater to non-travel package tourists and are designed to allow guests to create connections with each other. Whether you're here to commune with nature or get acquainted with other party animals, Siargao will bless you with memories for keeps.
Number 3, Cebu.
Whether you're staying in Cebu City, diving off the northern islands, or trekking up its southern peaks, Cebu is a treasure trove for adventurers. The best part, it's solo-friendly. As one of the top destinations in the country, accommodations come in all sorts, including hostels, dorms, and guest houses. If you can drive 2 wheels, renting a motorcycle is recommended if you wish to check out multiple towns. For activities, however, it would still be best to form a group to lower costs. But because tourism is booming, you can find other travelers without much effort.
Number 2, El Nido.
I think it's one of the top destinations talaga sa akin na kapag tinanong ako, where can I visit the Philippines na mag-isa ako, I think one of the first few destinations na babanggitin ko talaga. And yun, kasi it has a very strong backpacking scene. So ang daming hostels, ang dami ko rin na-meet na solo travelers nung nandun ako. El Nido has been a hotspot for backpackers for decades. Way before other major destinations in the country began catering to DIY travelers and digital nomads, El Nido's backpacking culture was already thriving. In El Nido, you can have loads of fun even if you're going solo. Most tours operate on a system that puts strangers together on a boat for a day-long island adventure. And the prices are regulated, ensuring that tourists do not pay more than they should. It's something a solitary soul don't need to be worried about.
And number 1, Sagada.
Yun. Agree ka ba dito? Number 1 for solo.
I think tayo sila ni
El Nido.
El Nido for me. Kasi not all of us naman, di ba? Gusto ng
dagat.
ng dagat. So may mga iba talaga gusto ng mga bundok, yung mga scenes sa ganun. So
people always attribute yung pagdagsa ng mga tao sa Sagada sa That Thing Called Tadhana na movie. Pero to be honest, even before that movie was released, nagsa-start na talagang dumami yung tao sa Sagada. We've been to Sagada many times, and when the first 3 visits namin, yung Kiltipan, marami na talagang tao nun. And that was even like years before na-release yung That Thing Called Tadhana. Pero if you're alone, it's easy to find something to do or enjoy in Sagada.
Actually, yung nga lang doon, yung paglalakad lang sa parang, ano pangalan ng street niya?
Basta, doon.
Basta yun, nandun yung yogurt house. Yun, parang super relaxing. Kasi parang katabi nun, parang yung mga bundok, kita mo yung mga yung sunset, sunrise, and sobrang pine trees. Super ano lang, super ganda. Simple ng buhay doon. As in, parang babagal ang oras. So, ma-appreciate mo yung time mo with yourself. Wow, drama.
Sagada is not just for the broken-hearted. Even those who simply enjoy traveling alone or crave an intimate moment with nature will find the mountains of Sagada the perfect place for some me time. The town proper is small, and all key restaurants and hotels are within walking distance. Tours are all guided and relatively cheap. Yep, even private tours. Of course, it's cheaper if you're part of a group, but joining one is no sweat either. Just tell the Tour Guide Association and they might just find a group tour for you. That is, if you still haven't made friends with another traveler. So yun yung top 10 destinations in the Philippines for solo travelers according to the members of our Facebook support group. And yes, for the most part, we agree. Sa list, ang favorite ko, yung sobrang agree ako, would be Sagada, El Nido, and Batanes, and Dumaguete, I think. Yan, I think for me, sobrang kung solo ka, madali lang mag-explore kahit mag-isa talaga.
Ako agree ako, pero isasama ko doon yung Bantayan Island sa Cebu. Ano siya, perfect siya na, parang ano siya, yung vibe niya parang El Nido din, pero mas hindi crowded.
Siargao din pala, I mean, tama lang na nasa top na siya.
Oo, Siargao,
So,
Siargao din. Nung magpunta ako mag-isa doon, parang feeling ko ako din yung, ganito yung na-feel ko nung nasa El Nido. Parang ako yung foreigner. Kasi ang daming foreign travelers na nandun. So, ayun.
If you have destinations na you think nasa top 10 dapat, or if meron kaming nabanggit na feeling nyo wala dapat sa top 10, just let us know in the comment section below. And yun, and if you have other topics that you want us to discuss in the future, yun, let us know then. Comment section.
Comment lang kayo, guys.
Ayan.
Before we end, guys, please don't forget to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell icon for instant notification for our future uploads.
So that's it for this episode, guys. So see you again next time for another episode of Vince and Josh. May the goals be with you. Bye.
Bye-bye.